Hi, I'm back. My name is Ankit Vashisht. Yes, and today we will be discussing a brief about CSSs. Hi, Preeti. So, what I was saying is that we will be discussing about CSS today.
Okay, sir. Before explaining CSS, can you tell me what things you will cover in syllabus?
Sure. Let me just share my screen. Let me know once you are able to see my screen. Guys, can you see my screen? Hello? Yeah. So, if I just go to the course, let me just search here. If we click here for the course curriculum, so we will be learning about HTML. That will be introduction to HTML, HTML tags and element, HTML attributes, HTML forms and input elements, semantic HTML, HTML5. Then we will be learning CSS. Then we will be learning JavaScript. Here we will be learning kind of introduction, data types, operators, control structures, function and scopes, arrays, objects, DOM manipulation, event handling, AJAX, ESX, error handling, object oriented, asynchronous, client side. These all things I'll be sending you the link as well. Let me just text you the link. And next we will be kind of learning Bootstrap. Then means Bootstrap is just used to make any website responsive. So we will be learning kind of introduction, grid system, Bootstrap navbars, responsive design in Bootstrap, customizing Bootstrap. Then one second. Yeah, hi Arun. Okay.
Hi, sir. Hi.
Next we will be learning. So after Bootstrap, in the paid course, we will cover Angular. So it has like everything. Introduction to Angular. Guys, if anyone means can everyone go on mute, please? Yeah. Next, we will have Angular, Angular components and directives, data binding, interpolation, Angular services and dependency injection. Then we have routings, we have form handling, HTTP client, CLI, lifecycle hooks, modules, pipes, interceptors, how we will do unit testing. Then we have internationalization. Then we have Angular animations, Angular directives, Angular lazy loading, dependency injection, ng modules. Then in the paid course, we will have React, then React components, states and props, router, hooks, forms and Reacts. Then we will be checking how we call the APIs in React, React context API, React fragments, higher order components. Then performance optimization, portals, server side rendering, suspense and lazy loading, error boundaries, best practices and design patterns, React testing library, React ecosystem, Redux. Then we have we will cover version controlling like Git, where we will learn version control, basic Git commands, branching, working with remote repositories, resolving merge conflicts, Git workflow strategies, Git hooks, then advanced Git strategies, Git best practices, collaborated Git workflows. We will be making up 3 live projects that will be YouTube clone. So we will be using up some YouTube APIs, then we will call up those APIs and make a full YouTube clone where we can search for any YouTube video, and thereafter we can just make a full YouTube clone. Then we will be using up one API to call up a news website that will fetch the current news. And lastly, we will make an encyclopedia for all the superheroes, for DC, Marvel, and other superheroes. So, guys, this is all we will be covering in the paid batch. Okay, guys, any doubt? Mac, Preeti, Arun?
Sure. Yes,
O-
sir.
Okay, so guys, as I was saying, that right now we will focus on the basics of CSS. Okay, guys, so if I just open the Jamboard, 1 second. Just give me 1 more second. So guys, we will be yes. So guys, we will be covering up a bit of CSS in this demo class today. So guys, coming towards CSS. So guys, what is HTML? If I tell you that this is a person, okay, and so basically the way he what his structure is, okay, this person has a head, then this person has a body, okay, so we can say that this person has a head and body, so this person has a head and body, this is all his HTML. Now comes what is CSS. So basically the way he looks and feels, the way how he wears clothes, okay, this is called CSS. So basically how he is wearing any clothes, what color he wears, how he looks, so this is all CSS, basically look and feel. And let's suppose we say to this person, hi. I said to this person, hi. He will reply, hi, how are you? Means we asked him something and then he replied. Then what we will do is we will kind of push this person. Okay, we pushed this person. So this person kind of reacted, or he just ignored us. So we are kind of giving him some input. We will we are kind of saying him something and then he is reacting. Then we are just pushing him and he is again reacting. Okay, means we give some input and we got some data. So this is called JavaScript. This is the basic of a front end development. Okay guys, so we were discussing about CSS. CSS, as I told you, that this is a website, and CSS just give it a look and feel. Okay, so if I just remove this, CSS are of three types. Means we can define the CSS in like three ways. Okay, so first way is we can define it using inline CSS. Second way is we can define it using internal CSS. Third way is we can define it using external CSS. Okay, so let me just show you in the code how we define each and every CSS. Okay, guys. Guys, any doubt till here? Mac, Arun?
No.
Okay, great.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, the syllabus section you have told something. No, sir. So in React, would you please open the syllabus once again, sir?
Sure.
Sir, have you teach HTML earlier, or so you need to teach, or is this the first class, or earlier you have teach HTML also?
Can you please repeat?
Earlier have you teach HTML completely, sir?
We have taught HTML completely in one batch, but certainly we have started up another hour. So the
Okay, sir.
so the thing is that
This is the demo class, no?
yes, this is a demo
Okay.
class, and
Okay.
and many students are joining, so
Okay, fine, sir.
we will
Fine.
be
Okay,
teaching
let's
HTML
start,
again.
sir. Okay, sir. Okay, let's start with CSS. Fine, sir. Fine.
Okay.
Fine. The thing is that what I need to ask you is the syllabus regarding for Redux and everything, no, sir. So you will teach Redux entirely, or that's my point. That's the question.
Yes,
I want
yes,
to ask.
yes. We will be teaching it entirely.
Okay, sir. Carry on, sir. Carry on.
So,
You can proceed.
yes, what all technologies that are required in modern day industries, we will be teaching them all.
Okay, sir. The projects also you will teach in React, or just the syllabus cover only?
Can you please repeat the topic?
So the syllabus, entire syllabus only, the class will cover, or you will teach project also, sir?
Yes, I told you, we will be making
Teach
up
project also.
three projects:
Okay, sir.
YouTube
Okay, sir. Fine.
clone
Fine.
and news website and the superhero website. Okay.
Okay, sir. Fine. Fine. Thank you, sir.
So let me just open the CSS. Desktop. Okay, so basically, first we have inline CSS. Okay, so basically we define like inline CSS in this way. One second. One folder. Okay, we will be kind of defining the inline CSS like this. So let's suppose, guys, do you aware about these all things, what all is written, or you are just completely new to HTML? Mac, Arun?
So can you please repeat?
Okay. So Mehak, are you completely new to HTML or you know a bit about HTML?
I have done HTML and CSS both, but I want to learn from the start again.
Oh, great. So basically, inline CSS is that, let's suppose we have a div, okay, and in this div, so div is nothing. Let me just give you a brief. What is div? Div is nothing that if we say that let's suppose we have a web page. Okay, this is a web page, and inside that we just want a box. Then we can just define up a div. Okay, so div is nothing, just a box in the HTML. So in this HTML, we just define a div, and we will be using inline CSS. So to define an inline CSS, we will make use of style. So style, let's suppose in we just want that our div should be of color blue. So what we can do is we can do a background color. Blue. Now if we just run this, and now the thing is that our div with blue color is defined. We just need to give it a height and width. Height we can give it like 300 pixel, and width we can give it 300 pixel. Okay, our blue color div is defined. So basically we have given it an inline CSS. Inline CSS means that the CSS is defined in the HTML tag only. Okay, next comes the internal CSS. If you open the Jamboard, next is like we have internal CSS. So to define an internal CSS, what we can do is, instead of this, we define it in this way. We give it style. Okay, here, and we can take up the class. So we can define a class, or we can just define up an ID. Okay, parent ID, or whatever ID we need to define, or parent, or we can just make use of a tag. So to define a class, let's suppose we need to add the CSS to a div with class parent div. Okay, so for this what we will be doing is we will be making use of dot, and here we added our parent div, and we can just give it a background. Let's suppose we can give it background green, height 300 pixel, width 300 pixel. And we can see that it's defined. Or what we can do is we need to kind of give a CSS to an ID. Okay, so we are saying that there is a div with an ID, parent ID. Okay, so to set up an ID, we just make use of hash parent ID, and we can give it a background. Let's suppose we make it background yellow. Thereafter we can just make it background or height, we can define it 300 pixel. Width, we can define it 300 pixel. Okay guys, we have give it 300. Okay Mac, got it? Any doubt?
Yes. No.
Okay. Next is, we can just, if we don't want any ID or class, we can just remove everything. So now we just want to give it an ID. Sorry, we just want to put it on the tag. We just simply give it a div with no dot, no hash. We just give it a div. Okay. And now if we just change it to like purple. Okay. So this is how we kind of define the internal CSS. Now comes the external CSS. How we just define the external CSS? So basically, to define external CSS, we just call the CSS file. For example, we have this CSS file named style.css. What we will do is, we will just put up a link. Then inside that link, we just give it a rel. Okay, rel style sheet. Rel style sheet means that we are calling up a CSS. We are telling to HTML that yes, HTML, we are calling the CSS inside you. Okay, so it will be link rel style sheet. Thereafter we give it an href. In this href we give the path of the CSS file. Okay, now we have called up an external CSS file inside this div, or we can say that we have called up style.css file inside class1.html file. Okay guys, okay Mehak? So now we will be kind of calling up this style sheet. So let's suppose again we just define up a class here, class any div, and what we do is we just call up any div. I guess I'm defining the, okay, t small. This thing is case sensitive, make a note of this. And now what we can do is we can just define up a CSS. For example, background, we can say pink, height 300 pixel, width 300 pixel. Okay, so we have kind of defined an, what we can say, the external CSS. Okay, so this is how we define the external CSS. Next comes how we will define the, means the universal CSS. For example, what we want is that whatever text we write in the whole HTML, whatever text we write, being it a paragraph or whatever tag we use paragraph, span, h1, whatever text we write should be of pink color. Every text we write should be of pink color, despite of any tags or anything. Then we make use of symbol star. Star means universal CSS, that the CSS is completely universal. It is not dependent on any tag, and we define the color pink. Now whatever we write, it will be written in pink color. For example, we wrote a P. This is a text. This is a text is coming in pink color. Now, for example, we just wrote an H1. This is a heading. This is also coming in pink color. Now let's suppose we just define a per div. means we have defined up one box. Inside that, let us define another box. Inside that, let us define another box. And then we write like span. This is a span. This will come pink. So now we have defined up a universal CSS that whatever text we will write, it should be of pink color. So to define up like universal CSSs, then we make use of star. Star means that there is a universal CSS. Got it? Any doubt, Mehak?
No, sir.
Great.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So Harun, did you understood universal CSS?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, you are applying that styles to that style.css and star strings, and you are using the universal selectors, and you are applying to the file. So it is globally taking the whole color for the yeah, HTML document, right, sir?
Yeah, great.
Yes, understand, sir. Understand.
Okay. Next is how we traverse the CSS from parent, from grandparent to child to grandchild. Okay. If we just look at the HTML, let's suppose we have an HTML. In this we have a div. We can give it a class like grandparent div. We can give it just class grandparent. Inside this we give it a class parent. Inside this we give it a class, we put up another div and we give it a class child. Class child. And so we can say that in this grandparent we just write a paragraph tag saying hi, I am a grandparent. And in the parent we can just put up like p tag, hi, I am a parent. In the child we can just write hi, I am a child. So now what will happen is that what we want is that the p tag, let's keep it normally, that all the p tags, despite being a grandparent or a parent or a child, they should be of color red. If you want this, we can simply just give it a p tag, then everything will be red. Now what we want is that only p tag that is in the, we can say that the p tag, only p tag that is in the grandparent div should be red. So what we can do is we can do it as grandparent p to be red. Again all three will be red since they are all inside the grandparent. If we just define up a p outside, then it won't be red. This is an outside p. Okay, it won't be red. The ways now we want is that the p tag inside the parent div, which is inside the grandparent div, should be red, rest all should not be red. So what we can do is that the p tag that is inside the parent, okay, we define it like this, that the p tag inside the parent class should be red, rest all should be black. So this is how we do p tag inside parent class. So we first defined a dot parent space p. Okay, now all the p tags inside the parent div are of color red. Hi, I am parent. Hi, I am child. They both are red. Grandparent is not red. Now we want is that only the p inside the parent div should be red. Even the child div should not be red. Okay. So for this we make use of the right arrow. Now only the parent div will be red. Okay. Even it won't even take the child div. If we want that only grandparent div should be red and parent div and child div should not be red, then we can just make it like grandparent p. Now only grandparent div will be red, parent div and child div they won't be red. So guys, are you with me or you are confused? Guys, you there? Arun, Mac?
Yes, sir. Yeah. As a last one, could you please explain that parent? I understand. So, could you please move to that CSS file again, sir? So, dot grandparent. So, could you explain this once again, sir? Dot grandparent greater than p means. So, what it will do, sir?
So basically, what if we do it like grandparent p, then so if you just look at the CSS, we have a grandparent. Inside that we have a parent. Then inside parent we have a child. If we want is that all the p's inside grandparent should be of color red. This then we just make it like this. All the p's inside the grandparent will be of color red. So now if we just check here, then all the p's inside the grandparent div are of color red. But we want is that only the specific p that is inside the grandparent should be red, but inside all the child divs like parent div and the child div, they should not be affected. Only the p that is inside the grandparent div should be effective. So for this we make use of a symbol right arrow. Okay. Now it will.
So the right arrow, if it is applied, means it will be reflected to the grandparent only, right?
Yes, it will now reflect the grandparent only. It won't do any effect to parent or child. Means
Okay, sir.
means the we can say the immediate. Then we use right arrow. Got it?
Okay, so immediately if you want to reflect some design means that we will give the class name and greater than it's applicable for the particular one, right, sir?
Yes, for that particular div, not its child divs. Otherwise, it will.
Comes under selector or not, sir? This greater than means what selector it will cover, sir? Like is it selector or something?
This is just the means just the traversing methods. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So,
So-
this traversing method means dot grandparent greater than paragraph means it will cover only the individual particular thing, right, sir?
Yes,
So
yes.
greater than is applicable to apply this styles to the particular paragraph only, right, sir?
Yes. No. Means all the paragraphs that are inside the. Yes. You can say you are correct. The particular
Okay,
paragraph.
sir. Okay, fine.
Okay. So guys, this was one thing. This was called the traversing. Okay. Next we have the pseudo selectors. Okay. So what are pseudo selectors? So we have like multiple pseudo selectors. Sorry. And yes, before pseudo selectors, let's suppose we don't have any grandparent or child or a grandchild, we have siblings. Siblings means we have a p tag. With that we can say we have an h1 tag. This is an h1 tag, and Then we can have a span. We can say this is a span. Now they're just not related. We can say these are siblings. They are not inside each other, they are just siblings. And now we want to apply CSS on all these three siblings. So what we will make use of? We will make use of comma. We can say h1 comma p comma span. I guess these three, yes. h1 p span should be of color. We can say purple. Okay, now it has applied CSS to all the siblings. Now we want is that only h1 and p should have, then we can just make it only h1 and p. Okay, it has made it black. Let me just make it h1 and span, p and span. So it is black, p and span are purple. So basically this is one way to handle the siblings in the HTML. Next comes the pseudo selectors. So if I just open the Jamboard once again, so guys, we have various pseudo selectors. Okay, one second. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, we have first is hover. Okay, hover. Then we have focus. Okay, then we have active. Okay, then we have link. Okay, so what's the use of pseudo classes or pseudo selectors? So basically the use of pseudo classes or pseudo selectors is this. Let me just show you in the code. So basically, let's suppose we have one CSS, we have one div. Okay, and if we just give it a style, we can just give it a class my div. Okay, and in this we just define my div. Okay, then we can just give it a height 300 pixel and width 300 pixel, and we can just give it a background red. Okay, our div is formed. My div, one second. Our div is formed. Now what we want is that when we hover on this div, means, guys, can you see the mouse pointer? Arun?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mac?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So if I just bring this mouse pointer here, it should change the color to blue. And if I take this mouse pointer out of this div, then it should change it back to red. Okay, I haven't pressed anything, I haven't done anything, I just brought my mouse pointer to here, then it should change the color blue. So what we will do is we will make use of a pseudo class myDiv. We will make use of pseudo class hover. Okay. Now in this hover we can give it a background. We can say blue. Now if we just refresh it, then since my mouse pointer is outside the div, it is red. If I just bring my mouse pointer inside it, it will turn blue. If I just take it outside, it will turn to red again. Blue, red, blue, red. So this is what hover does. Guys, understood what the pseudo class hover does?
Yes, sir. Hover effect will get occurs. If I go to the particular div, if you click that, the hover effect is getting occurs.
Okay, yeah, great.
The design is changing. Red to blue, it is changing.
Yes, yes. Okay. Next comes
So
the
pseudo class means I have a doubt, sir. So pseudo classes means if we just simply applied, so it will be we can able to give define in multiple classes, right, sir? Like header
Yes.
1, header 2. So
Yes, yes.
that is the reason for pseudo class, or something is there, sir. I have a doubt. That's what.
Yes, yes. Basically, the pseudo classes that I gave you, hover, focus, active, link, they can be applied to anywhere. We can just
Okay.
we can just define up another div. Let's suppose we just defined up a div class, another div, and we just kind of give both the things to another div as well. Then it will also work. So let me just change the color to pink and purple. Now it will work here as well.
Okay, okay, sir. So my question is, sir, that the pseudo classes means we can. So what is the purpose of using pseudo class? At the starting, you have defined now, sir. Header 2, header 1, header 2 span. You have given now, sir, at the time. So for multiple elements, if is used for to define pseudo class. That's my question, sir.
Okay, Arun, don't confuse yourself a
Okay,
normal
okay,
class
okay.
to a pseudo class. Pseudo class are these four classes. Okay,
Okay,
these
okay,
four these four classes we have, like hover. These
okay, okay.
four are the means these four are the defined pseudo classes.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, sir. Okay, 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 sir.
so we will be using these pseudo classes we can use this pseudo class anywhere. Normal class is just class. We can define a custom class, that is we can define. There are some defined pseudo classes that we use to create the hover effect or focus effect or the active effect or the link effect.
Means they are predefined.
They are predefined.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, so next we will be using link. No, we can say next we will be using focus. So the focus is that if I just put focus here, focus means that let's suppose we have a text box. Okay, we have an input type. Let me remove this. We have an input type equals to text. So now we have a text box. Okay, let me put up another text box. We have like two text boxes, and now what we want is that the text box which is inside my div the text box which is inside my div should be, means let's suppose initially it is the input type If I just remove now this, just keep the background, you can see that it is of color red. Initially, both of the text boxes are of color red. Now what will happen is that if you focus on any text box, let's suppose we start writing here, one second, my div input focus, not my div focus. Now if we start writing here, means we have focused on this div, this will change to blue. Okay, if I just remove the focus from this div, it will change back to red. If I just put the focus on this div, it will change to blue. Then if I just remove the focus from this div, it will again change to red, it will change to blue. Guys, did you understood what focus is?
Yes, sir. Understand, sir.
Okay. Next is the input type. Sorry, next is the pseudo class active. So what active is? Now let's just come back to our divs. We have a div called my div. Okay, if I just remove it and I give it like active. Okay, so we have a div called my div. We can give it a height 300 pixel, width 300 pixel. And what I did is this time I brought my pointer here and I clicked the mouse. I just came to this div and I clicked on this div. So when I click on this div, it changes to blue. When I release my mouse, it changes back to red. I just again press the mouse button, it will change to blue. I remove my mouse button, it will change to red. So in the hover, I was just bringing my mouse pointer to here, but this time I'm bringing my mouse pointer to the div and I'm clicking on the div. So if I click on the div, then it changes to blue. If I just release my mouse button, it will change to red. If I just click blue, release red. I guess you understood what active does.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
That session is too so good, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you are teaching great, sir. It's nice to go through the basic concept clearly, sir.
Okay. Okay.
But the first place, so you are taking the first class in CSS or HTML you have taken already? Or
No. This is just a demo class.
Demo.
If you just opt for a paid class, then we will start from the beginning. From HTML, we will cover CSS, then JavaScript, then Bootstrap, then Angular, React.
Okay, okay. So basic demo class, how many days you will take, sir?
I take demo class every day at 11 o'clock, but I just teach some really basic concepts, not
Okay,
advanced.
understand, sir. So, sir, so what are the syllabus like? Could you please explain the syllabus once again? What it will cover
Sure.
entirely?
If I just open,
There is a network interruption is there when I was at the joining first time, and in between two, that's what I can't able to get, sir.
no issues. If I just open the front-end development course, I just went to course curriculum. So
Okay.
we have HTML, introduction to HTML, HTML attributes, HTML forms, semantic HTML, HTML5 features. We have CSS, then we have JavaScript. We have all these things in the JavaScript. Let me just text you the link in the Teams. I guess I have sent you the link as well in the team. Okay. Then thereafter we have JavaScript, Bootstrap, Angular. Can you just check on the Teams? Let me just text it once again.
Okay, here in the chat section I didn't. Okay, now I got it, sir. Okay,
Yes.
now I received.
Yes, you got it. So
Yeah.
yes. So basically we have Angular, then we have React, we have Git, and then we will be making 3 live projects. So you can check everything in this link.
Okay.
Okay.